let's look at the promises made and kept by the Andrew Holness administration. Let's start with the most famous promise, the $1.5 million tax break for the pay-as-you-earn worker. So despite tons and tons of criticism from the opposition, this was the biggest ticket item for the uncommitted voter in 2016.
I see them jumping up about our proposal to raise the income tax threshold to $1.5 million. We have studied it carefully.
Promise kept. Now over to the former Minister of Finance, Mana Yad, who was taken out of the yard, Audley Shaw. This is from his budget presentation.
We are announcing today that we are raising the personal income tax threshold to $1.5 million across the board for everyone.
The $1.5 million break was part and parcel with the promise of real tax system reform, which has led to a notable reduction in transfer tax, estate duties, and estate taxes, thereby creating a more business-friendly environment. Also, despite reneging on the campaign promise not to use the NHT fund for any other purpose but housing, another solid delivery from the JLP is the promise of National Housing Trust reform. The government has reduced interest rates, increased the loan ceiling, making housing options more accessible for the working Jamaican.
This is not talk. This is not promise. This is reality now. We are going through Jamaica, and this is what we are doing. This was there. But by virtue of the government's intervention, the taxpayers' money, this is what it was spent on.
Increased employment is another delivery from the government. Despite not reaching the 250,000 job target, the unemployment rate has significantly decreased. In 2017, the unemployment rate was 12.7%, and in 2019, the rate dropped to 7.8%. Of course, this warrants gloating from the Minister of Finance, Nigel Clark.
4, 5, 6, 2020. We don't done count yet. Count it with me. I'm telling you, anybody who don't believe what is happening, just look at the advertisements in the paper. Jobs, jobs, jobs everywhere, Mr. Speaker.
Jobs, jobs, jobs everywhere, Mr. Speaker. So better SLB terms was another slam dunk for the JLP's government. And the Student Loan Bureau waived processing fees for applicants for funding for the 2020-2021 academic year. Also to boast about, the reduced interest rates, extended moratoriums, and temporary waiver on application and processing fees have made the cost of the tertiary education for all Jamaicans more attainable.
Is committed to reducing the interest rate on your student loan.
The country saw post-grad loans reduced from 9% to 7.5%. The pay-as-you-go loans have been reduced from 6% to 4%. And all SLB borrowers employed full-time to registered charities were given a gift. And the gift was having 10% of their loan balance forgiven for every year that they're employed to a charity. Now that's huge, and it's impactful delivery of the promise to reform the SLB. Here's another promise that the government has made good.
We will immediately restore the benefits at the junior stock market to grow equity financing for the expansion of small to medium-sized businesses as they form the stable base for job creation.
This was and is still a big, big boon for many small and medium-sized businessmen and assertive female entrepreneurs like Kimala Bennett, innovators. So the restoration of the junior stock exchange benefits have afforded a growth opportunity to many MSMEs. Here's another slam dunk promise. Another delivery from the JLP was the establishment of the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation.
That ministry will be tasked to ensure that every single investment dollar that is spent in Jamaica is spent efficiently, and that every single piece of investment that is done in Jamaica creates.
And big up yourself, Babsy. The implementation of the National Strategic Action Plan to eliminate gender-based violence was a welcome addition to our policy. Her efforts and achievements in entertainment and culture are also noteworthy.
We have introduced a policy violence. But I'm telling the women, don't provoke your man. Don't go scratch them up because you hear say them have another woman.
So we're going to clap for the policy, but Babsy, the women of this nation are still waiting for their domestic violence shelters. But good on you. We're going to have to also acknowledge the efforts of Babsy Grange. Under her watch, the reggae music was inscribed on the UNESCO representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Also, Minister Grange is currently VP of UNESCO General Council. That's a big, big deal. Thank you, madam. Back to the promises. The government has also delivered the HOPE program as a national apprenticeship and service program. Although not fully delivered, the government has also made some headway with investment in tech, capital investments in water, and this is despite constant water lockoffs due to drought NWC. We also saw the appointment of one investment ambassador, as opposed to a promise of an entire cadre, a council of investment ambassadors, to improve the country's international profile. There's also been little progress regarding the rebuilding of a few town centres, but a little progress is better than no progress. So to top off this segment, let's give the PM a moment of glory. Here's a recap of his achievements to date.
They said we couldn't do 1.5. We did 1.5. We removed business taxes, and then we gave another 1.5. We removed 1.5% of the GCT.